Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Whatever time it is for you, I'm Cyclone. It's time for our Let's Play Train Simulator Classic. Please check the switches in VDR are set to allow us access to the switching lead. Well, guess what? They are. They're set. So we're going to go ahead and move forward. So we are resuming the scenario we started last time. Part number 2 of this 80-minute scenario, approximately. And I've been having a doozy of a time with this one because of the unrealistic squeeze play that I'm showing you from the previous video. I'm showing you in the previous video. And also I'm having a bit of a doozy with this section as well because I found I went to do a coupling task and I got penalized even though I did exactly what I was ordered to do. So I'm going to have to check this a little more carefully when I get to that point. I'm going to set up another save game when I get to that point to make sure nothing is being done wrong. Because it gave me an invalid consist error for some reason. Was I supposed to only couple to 2 of the cars that were there? How far apart are they that I... how far apart are they? Is it possible to even couple just those 2? I don't know. So I'm going to find out what's... I'm going to try to find out how that works this time. I'm going to probably do a save game before we get too far in this time. Into that task. So we're going to try and make sure everything's being done properly here this time. I do not want to redo this. This is not a fun section to have to do at 5 miles per hour the whole way. So my second time at this, you're seeing the second time. You're not going to see the first time at this point. C'est la vie. We have a yellow signal, so we're clear entry into the switching lead. So we're coming off of the hill. Now the good news about this section is you can see we're on flat ground now. The entire yard is on flat ground. So we're not going to have to worry about watching our speed as we go through the yard. Only as we leave the yard at the end of the scenario. That's the only section we have to worry about it. If we speed then, we basically give up our perfect score. Not cool. Not cool. I might do one more save game then. I'll think about it. I'll make sure I'm reading the task correctly is what I'm getting at. So we need to go up far enough that the switch behind us sets. I know we're going to be going to track number 7 for this drop-off. I know we're going to go to track number 2 later on as well. So I'll set those switches right now. They are done. So we're going to watch for this to set right here. When it sets, we're good to go. For right now, we pull forward. Fortunately, I am not speeding, but I'm very close to it. Let's take a little bit of speed off, actually. And we're good to go. Let's come to a stop. We don't have to go all the way up to that section up there. We don't have to proceed all the way. We can stay within our signal block. We don't have, in this signal block, we don't even have to request to pass the signal, because if we did that, the signal is where those workmen are right there in the middle of the screen next to our second car. That's where the signal is. We only have to worry about that. So that's it. We don't even have to request. We will first reverse on to VD yard track 7 where we will deposit some of our train. Remember, all switches in VD yard are manual and must be set correctly prior to movements within the yard. Already done. Now there's one switch that is not manual. It's the one that is being operated automatically to switch us back and forth. And I think the reason for that is probably because the yard and mainline track connecting could not function properly in scenarios if it was not set that way. Same thing with Hempstead. I know I was chatting with Brandon at one point about how he had trouble with getting a manual switch there when it was mentioned that they were all manual. He said he couldn't get it manual and it had to be an automatic switch. So, unfortunate. Unfortunate. So some of these switches have been replaced, obviously, in this route with automatic ones. The manual ones replaced with automatic ones, that is, for the purpose of scenario compatibility and route compatibility. That's basically why they've been switched. And it's one of those sacrifices that you have to accept within the software to make it work properly. Was there a way to make it where it would have worked? Maybe. Was it too far along for that to possibly work? Yeah, probably. So because I know we're going to be coming back to track 7 later on, and that's based on coming down here, you see we have another stop at 7 right here. We're going to leave these cars a little further back than we might normally leave them. So we're going to be coming back here. We're going to have to connect. Oh, we only have to connect to 2 of the cars here. Oh, no, we do connect to all 4. What on earth? Why did this fail before? Yeah, as you can see by my reaction there, when I was doing this previously, it was at step number 10 that the scenario decided, hey, we're not going to let you get away without a penalty here. It took away half the points for an invalid contest, even though I stopped exactly where it told me to. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know at this point. So we're going to put some brakes on now. We should have room back there, but just taking a peek. Well, I can go a little further. I might as well go back a little further once the stop is completed. Let's do that. I'll wait now, but I'll go back a wee bit further. So a wee bit further now. We're going to be decoupling after we get back a wee bit further. A wee bit. Thank you. So let's keep it at 2 for right now. And this will do. We need these cars again later on. So there we are. We're going to uncouple these guys. These, thank you. So we will now pull forward to the switching lead. Remember to, yeah, we're going to have to request permissions. So we're going to have to get used to requesting permission in this. Why am I key out? So we're going to get back in the cab. We're going to move forward. We're going to move forward. Thank you. You'll see what we mean by having to, or what I mean by having to request permission in a moment. You might be like, well, wait, there's a signal in here? Yeah, there are 2 tracks. They cross each other. They're 2 different switching leads. So you can have a switcher locomotive in each lead. You can pull whichever one you need in to do the work. So, yeah, there's automatic switch there. I don't think it could function, unfortunately, like I said, with a manual switch. So peeking forward at the signals, you see 2 red signals. Dark and foreboding. Red signals. Your question of the day, why is the red one on the bottom? Don't you need to see that one more urgently? Beats me. Yellow is on top. So we're going to be coming up on this signal, and we now must request to pass it. Approval has been granted. We may pass this now yellow signal. It is now a yellow signal. We may pass this signal, which will now turn red on us. Momentarily. Ah, there it is. I'm flipping the cab. I have passengers in here. Someone explain this to me. Someone explain why I have passengers in my cab. Thank you. Didn't know this was the passenger yard special. So we're going to make sure we get far enough over or into the area so that the track will switch. There's a train leaving over here, by the way. That's train 8856. Actually, that is Far Rockaway. 8556 is Far Rockaway. So he's going to leave while we continue to do our work. We can take a peer over at him at some point once the junction changes. So we're going to do that, because why not? So the junction will change. And there we go. I'm going to come to a stop now. Let's go take a look at this train while we're waiting. And again, I'm not going to be doing any weird camera shots here. Let's just go look at the train as it gets ready to leave over there. If we can even see it. That is a question I cannot answer if we're going to be able to see the train. I might not be able to see it. Let's see. Oh, I can. I'm underground, ladies and gentlemen. There is a train coming at me. Ah! That is the train I was talking about, you see? We will now reverse onto the VDR track 2, where again we will be depositing some of our cars. If the signal is at danger, yeah, I'm already past the signal, buddy. We're good. We're good. Don't worry about it. I know exactly what I'm doing here. Let's pull this off. Already way past the signal. Now, I'm not going to need these cars again, so in reality, I really don't care how far back I get to the buffer point. I can leave them as soon as I enter the yard and let the next engineer deal with it, because I really don't have to care at this point, but I'm going to back up a little bit at least. Maybe far enough, we'll see. While I do that, let's look at the upcoming tasks. We're going to have to drop those off. We're going to head back to the switching lead. We're going to head to yard 5. Apparently, we have to stop at track 5 before we couple to track 5, and then stop again. Can someone explain why we have 2 separate stop tasks at yard 5? That is unnecessary, I think. I don't think that's necessary. This is something I would not suggest having. You don't need a stop task before a couple task. You don't need a couple tasks before a stop task. Just have a couple task. All you need is the coupling task. Now, I can understand wanting the train to stop first, but you don't need a stop task after a couple task, especially if you're going to decouple cars after the stop task. There's just a slew of commands in there that makes no sense. But now that I've read that a little closer, I now know why I screwed up last time. I didn't stop before coupling, and it was an invalid consist. So, as far as the game was concerned, even though I did pick up the cars, I was supposed to stop before I picked up the cars. Figure that one out. Let's see how far back I can go without looking here. This is probably about it. Let's see how I did. Pretty good. I could have gone a wee bit further, but I'll just leave it. So we're going to go ahead and get back in the front cab. I'm going to get ready to go forward. We're going to decouple. We will now pull forward to the switching lead. Remember to request permission from control. Yeah, we know. Go forward. And just for my own documentary purposes, because I have a problem with the tasks the way they're organized here, I'm going to go ahead and just highlight this and take a picture. And I'm not going to explain why I'm doing that. Just accept the fact I took a picture of this. And we're going to go ahead this time, because I know it's enough room, we're going to go ahead and stop this train with just the nose of the train inside of the switching lead. We're not going to go very much further, because at that point we're still within the signal block. We can still reverse without having to worry about pressing tab. And that is the ideal situation. Now, yeah, we're red. We're red. I thought that was a yellow for a second, but there's some kind of a sign there. So now we're yellow. Now we're definitively yellow. And you can see it's just a white block that the signal is behind. Beats me why it's behind a white block. Or is it on the white block? It's on the white block. Okay. I still can't see the darn thing. Unless you crane your neck and look down, but okay. These men need to get to work. Police car is here to make sure they get to work, apparently. Don't steal time from the company. Just standing around. Now, the interesting thing about this is that they're all gathered around the signal. Did you notice this? They're all gathered around the signal. Is this a broken signal? Is that a broken signal? Is that what this means? Is the signal broken? I mean, they're standing around chatting as they watch me constantly going by here. Like, okay. I'll come to a stop here. I'm not going to go any further because I know as long as I stay in this area, I don't have to request to pass it. And I'm good with that. I'm very happy about that. So I have no objection to this. Let's get back in the cab. I'm going to be junctioned over to track 5 this time. Or do I need to do another junction? I'll check in a second when I start reversing. So we will now reverse back onto VDR track 5. Remember to stop short of the cars already on the yard track. See, that's what I didn't do the first time. There is an issue with this. Yeah, shush. Yeah, it's a broken signal. I was right. It's a broken signal. So we have to stop short of the cars before we couple to them. Now we know this. Or rather, now I know this. You might have noticed that already when I read off the task and, you know, I'm an idiot. It happens. You're an idiot sometimes. But there is still a concern I have, because remember I took a picture of this? Here's the concern. You see this couple task followed by a stop task? If you're still backing up slowly when you do the couple task, you can be penalized for the stop task. That is the problem. That is the problem. So you have to avoid being penalized, and this is an easy spot to lose half of your points if you're not careful. So you have to be very, very careful not to back up a lot. And the same thing happens with things like this. You have to couple to some cars and stop, couple to some cars and stop. So we have to make sure on every single situation that we, as soon as you do the coupling task, we stop immediately, because if we don't stop immediately, we can be dinged. Or we have to couple at like 3 miles an hour, which might work, but it's probably not safe either. We're coming up on the 1 hour point in the journey. We're about 54 minutes right now. This was, again, estimated as an 80-minute scenario. This is part number 2. I split it into 2 parts. So this was an 80-minute scenario that we were doing. This is the shunting part of the mission, where we get to do the old switcheroo. Da, 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 da. Insert the Benny Hill music. Da, 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 da. And I'm going to stop there so I don't get a copyright strike. Carrying on. We're getting under the bridge here. Nice and dry down here. We don't have any more oh, wait. Well, bridge occlusion works. That's for sure. The bridge occlusion works. I can confirm this. So our mission is to stop short of the cars and then back slowly into them. So I'm going to try to come as close as I can to the cars, to stop close to the cars without backing into them. Let's just come over here a little bit and watch it get a little closer. Going to drop a wee bit of my speed now. I'm going to actually go ahead and detach myself from the train, as we watch it back up here. So you can see how much room I have to work with and how much I'm dancing with danger here. Danger is a fun mistress. We can stop any time, by the way. So now I'm stopping short of the cars. That'll do. So now I need to back up quickly enough that I can still move into the cars and then come to a stop. That is going to be the next part of the mission here. We will now connect to cars. Yep, there we go. So let's just turn this way a little bit. You can see, if I look back here, by the way, you can see that we don't have a lot of room to work with. We're going to have to back up and come to an immediate stop. So let's try and do that. Let's get up to half a mile here, and then we're going to come to an immediate stop. So half a mile. That'll do nicely. A little more, actually. Full mile works. Connect. And stop. There's our stop being registered right now. We are done. So the task has been completed. That seemed more dangerous than I'm used to for a coupling operation. But it's done. And now what we're going to do is we're going to head back over to this side. We're going to uncouple these back 2 cars. So notice 986, or 9, is it 98? Yeah, 9863 and 9906. Ignore the fact they're not sequential. We are going to be uncoupling them. They're the 2 at the back of the train here. There should be a coupling marker in here. And we got it. We will now pull forward to the switching lead. Remember to request... Yeah, we get it. So we're going to continue to request permission from the... I went key out again. I keep taking the key out like a drunkard. So we're going to have to request to pass this signal again. We know this. So we are once again a 4-car train. Yay, we are a 4-car train again. That is how it should be. Life as a 4-car train is fantastic. Who needs 6 cars when you can only be 4? Don't answer that question. So we've completed numerous tasks here. We're now going to head back to yard track 7. I will need a request to pass the signal, but I don't think I'm going to actually need to go all the way into the switching lead. The game expects us to, but I don't think we really have to at this point. But we're going to be asked to anyway. Once we do our track 7 stop, pick up our 2 remaining cars. We have to stop before we couple again, just how the game wants us to do it today. Scenario was made that way. We're going to stop again after the coupling, and then we're going to drop off all 4 cars. We're going to take off as a sole 2-car train again, and we're going to go pick up those 2 cars, and we're going to then call it a day. So we're going to leave as a 4-car train. That's how it works. So some work at track 7, do a pickup at track 2, and then get the heck out. I didn't request to pass the signal. That might count as a signal that I did not request to pass at danger. That might be an error against me. I don't think I made that request. The good news is Long Island Railroad signals are not meant to end the game because there were known signal errors with the routes. So they do not end the game when you accidentally pass a signal at danger. That is the good news. I'm still going. Let's go. Bring my speed down just a wee bit. Checking the map once again. We're watching for the point to switch, which we have to go a little bit further, so I'll go a little faster again. Once we have 2 cars in, I think we're going to be fine. Let's take a look. Oh, wait, we're going to track 7. What am I doing? We're going to track 7. We're not going to 2 yet. There was no reason for me to watch that. Okay. There was no reason for me to do any of that. The switch behind had already set. The automatic switch here had already set to allow me to the next yard. So, yeah, there's actually 3 switches here that are manual, ladies and gentlemen. There's 3 manual switches that are now all automatic. There's only 4 manual switches we have to work with in this yard. There you go. I didn't catch that. We will now take our train into VDR track 7. Yes, we will. Remember to stop short of the cars while we're doing this again, huh? The signal is still faulty. Okay. The signal is still faulty, ladies and gentlemen. Just another day on the Long Island Railroad, am I right? Can I say that? Am I allowed to say that without getting in trouble? I'm being told by engineers that yes, I'm allowed to say that. Okay, good, good. We'll carry on. Hey, the back of the train. Long Island Railroad, 9888. Let's carry onwards here. I'm waiting to get up in front and they say, oh, they fixed the signal. You must request to pass again. Thank you. You didn't have to fix it while I was here, but thank you. I'm going to give a little bit more room short of the cars this time, now that I know exactly what I'm doing, because I don't want to... I want to have full control over the speed I back into the mat, and then I can just ram it to a halt immediately. Because I know what the game mechanics will do if I don't do that. So let's just stop right here to make sure we don't overdo it. We're going to make our request to stop short stop here, which, again, I don't know if there's a reason. If this is normal on the Long Island Railroad, then it's fine, but I don't know if there's a reason for it otherwise. To let the brakeman... I guess it's let the brakeman get out to hook the cars up. That must be what it is. It must be a brakeman who rides along back there. We will now add cars 9886 and 9789 to our train. Roger that. I'm going to assume that's these cars that we dropped off already, because I remember these numbers. So let's back up again. So I'm just going to do exactly what I was doing before, except now I am allowed to couple the cars. That's the only difference. Now we're going to slow down a little. And bring her in. There's your stop. Forward we go again. Not key out. Forward we go again. We're going to wait until this stop completes. The remaining task, we're going to drop off all of our cars. Before we go forward, preferably. I'm ready. Let's do it. I'm ready to do it. Let's check the rest of the task. No, we can't, because I got the coupling thing up. We will now disconnect everybody. Okay. Everybody's disconnected. Let's go. We will now pull forward to the switching lead. Remember to request permission. Yes, yes, yes. I didn't do it last time. Don't remind me. Don't remind me. I thought the signal was faulty. Well, not that one, but... Now that we finished reading crap, let's go ahead and review the rest of our tasks. We're going to be coupling the two cars in track 3, this time without stopping first. That's convenient. We're going to head back to the switching lead. We're going to couple to track 2 without stopping first. We're going to go to the switching lead, and we're going to back up, and that's it. We're going to be done after that. So I guess it could be assumed our brakeman has now gotten out of the cab and is basically running around the yard connecting cars for us as we back up now. That's what I can assume is happening now. So, because we don't need to be there. I guess what happens is the brakeman rides along on the back and radios you when you get close to the cars. That's why you have to stop short of the cars. Then he gets off, and then you can back up, and he connects them, and he gets back on the back, and he rides along. But now he doesn't need to. He's just going to run around like a gopher and connect the cars for you to each of your track stops now. That's all he has to do now. So he doesn't have to ride along on the back anymore. That's why we no longer have to stop, apparently, because he's already out of the cab, and he's watching. It's just my best guess. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't make sense that it would work that way, because if you think about it, they're all driver engines. They're all engines on the front of each one. So I don't know how that works. I honestly don't. Why some require it and some don't. Oh well. I'm not going to judge. Again, I'm only going to put the nose of this train into switching lead. And we're going to be moving to track number 3 as I back up this time. So the switch is going to change. We're going to be making this move to track number 3. Then we're going to go back to track number 2. Then we're going to get out of the yard and call it afternoon. Because it is afternoon. We're now at the 66-minute mark of the scenario. Yes, I am seeing if it takes 80 minutes. 1550 is the limit if we are going to be an 80-minute scenario. And again, keep in mind that you're not required to do it in that amount of time. There is no timetable. You just do whatever. There's no timetable. So just do it right. The important thing is you do it right. There's no indication you have to have it for a service at 4 o'clock. You're just getting the train ready for later. Maybe it's an evening service at 8 o'clock. You have all the time on earth to put it together. And if you take till 8 o'clock, well, you shouldn't be working here. We will now go to VD Yard Track 3 and add cars 9847 and 9664, or 9864, sorry. We don't need to request permission. We're still within the area, so we don't need to request permission. See, we're not past the signal. We're perfectly fine. There is no problem here. So we're going to keep right on going. Oh, I wasn't paying attention for a second there. Fantastic. And by the way, did you notice they fixed the signal in that time frame? So now you have to ask again because they fixed the signal. Did anyone else notice that, or was it just me? So just to reiterate my plans for coming up, I did have thoughts of doing more sim rail, but now I want to try and get my hands on an upcoming route, the Edinburgh-Glasgow Train Sim World 3 route. Unfortunately, I'm probably going to be away at the time that launches. I don't know if I'm going to be around to show it at launch, so I might have to do something else in the meantime. But I do want to show you the Edinburgh-Glasgow route, if not immediately at launch, then as soon as I can afterwards. This is a Train Sim World 3 route, which means I'm going to have an expensive time ahead. So we're going to go ahead and see if we can get that for you. And if I'm able to get those videos up, it's going to be a miracle because I am expecting to be away late this week. And actually, the day I'm posting this, I'm gone. I'm not even here. The day I'm posting this video, I'm gone. So whether I'm going to have videos up for Friday and Saturday is going to be a minor miracle. It would require me getting early access to it, which is not unusual. I could possibly get that. But usually it happens for Train Sim Classic content. I usually don't have that for Train Sim World. So I'm going to see what I can do. I may have it for you, I may not. But if I don't have it for you this coming week, I'll try and get it for you next week or the following week. I'll just have to pick something else to show in the meantime if that is what happens. We will see. No promises, but I will try. So zooming in a little bit here, let's move. Oh, I was trying to avoid the pole, you dummy. Oh, not avoiding the pole. Whoa, coming in too fast. That coupled? Are you serious? We will now pull forward to the switching lead. Remember to request permission from control to pass the signal at danger. Did I get an X? I'm good. I got it. I just had a couple. I didn't even have to stop that time, which is nice. So, moving forward. We're going to go forward again. Why not? Oh, the key's out again. Of course. It would be helpful to keep it in forwards, wouldn't it? So you might be asking the question, what other Train Sim Classic stuff could I do in the meantime? Well, there is the possibility that I could do Liverpool to Manchester. That's one I am looking at, and I've already recorded some scenarios for it that I'm kind of using as a backup case. This might be that backup case. I could go back to Portsmouth Direct Line, start doing some of the 444 scenarios. They're all standard scenarios, I believe, so I don't have to worry about points. Just do the mission and be done. If there's a bug with one of them, fix it and do it again and be done. Easy as that. They're easy missions to do. So those are possibilities that I have in mind. What I'm going to do yet, I don't know. I could go to the East Coast Main Line and do something there. I have lots of DLC there. Same with Great Western Main Line. But now that I think about it, there is something I've been wanting to do. And if I don't have access to Train Sim World 3 and the East Coast and the Edinburgh-Glasgow route as of when I have to get the videos up, so if I don't have access to it in time, then I may have to just go ahead and do that special thing. So I've been wanting to do it for a little while. I have wanted to do it since the summer. Ever since the idea first came out, I've been wanting to do it since the summer. So it might be time to do that. It might be time to introduce a train to you. Now, a lot of you already know about this train. It's been out for a while, but it might finally be time to introduce it on my channel. I never requested to pass the signal. I got it just in time. So we are clear of that failure to do so. Now the only problem is that the scenarios in question are old scenarios. I have to do some work on the scenarios to make them do what I want to do with the new train. And once I have that in place, then I'm going to be all set to show those to you. And I think I want to do those before Liverpool-Manchester. So even though I've already recorded some Liverpool-Manchester scenarios for the route I've been I'm not going to hide the fact I want to show that to you because there's a set of scenarios in mind that includes that route, and 2 others I've already showed you. Bringing the train to a stop. Oh, and there's also the West Somerset Railway pack I need to do. See, there's a lot of stuff I can do, guys. We will now go on to the... Yeah, we know how this works. Okay, we don't have to request because I'm already in the block, you dummy. And this time around, by the way, we don't have to actually go completely over the switch because the one we're going back to is literally that one. We don't even have to go all the way up this time. We just have to go straight back. So that's what we're going to do. We're now at 74 minutes. I have 3 more back and forth movements to make. Will I be within 80 minutes? I might be slightly long because I've been purposely backing up all the way instead of actually stopping the train early enough so that I don't have to worry about backing up. Because I've been backing up all the way, it is taking a little bit of extra time making some of these movements. Track 7 could have been done quicker because of that. Track 2 could have been done quicker because of that. Track 5, there's nothing I could have done about that. Track 3, there was nothing I could have done about that because I was picking up the cars that were already there. And track 2, if I had left these cars closer to the front of the yard, I could just back into them and I'd save about half a minute of driving right now. So the extra time may be a case where I added the time myself. And I didn't actually need to be as prim and proper as I was. So that might be something that I did to myself. We're going to quietly remove a little bit of power. A little more power. A little more power. And here we go. Done. We will now pull forward to the switching lead. Remember to request permission from control. Yeah. This is our last movement, guys. We're almost done. Key out again. There we go. We're at 5. Last time, we're not going to have to worry about the hill in this scenario, guys. We're going to have to worry about the hill on the way out. Also, again, because we're not going to be going all the way past the switch, we can stop with just the nose of the train inside the lead. That will save us a little bit of time as well, not having to move all the way into the lead. Let's do the request now so it's out of the way. There we are. So you can see we have the yellow signal. We are clear to proceed. And we are going to pass that signal and continue to our point. Our final time in the switching lead yard. Here it is. So yeah, the estimate on this is actually pretty close. Very good estimate here. Now, I was also going a little bit slow starting out. I could have gone up to 30 on the main line at one point. I could have avoided that squeeze play I had. That would have also gotten us right down to 80 minutes. So, even if you be a little bit casual and a little bit careful, this can still take you close to the 80-minute point. And there's nothing wrong with that. You can take as much time as you need to. You might be able to do it in 75. You can take 85. You can take 90. You can take an hour and a couple hours if you want to. Like I said, doesn't matter. I'm going to go ahead and put my stop in here so it's out of the way and completed. I think I'm far enough to go backwards. If not, I'll move forwards after. That's not where I want to stop. That was a mistake. I didn't want to stop there. Now I can stop. So let's check the behind just to make sure everything is... Oh, no. I'm going to have to go forward a bit more. Okay, now I know. I need to go forward just a wee bit more after the stop is completed. So I will do that. I need to get off this switch or it can't switch. So we can now leave VD Yard. I'm going to go forwards first. We can now leave VD Yard and begin our journey eastwards to Hillside Yard. We will be pausing at VD Yard Lead East for further instructions. If the yard signal ahead is showing danger, please request permission. Yeah, I have not seen this yet. So we're going to get rid of this. We're going to make sure we're past the switch point. I know I'm at 3, so I know I'm good. I'm not even going to watch that right now. So last step, let's just get ourselves... Actually, I'm going to need to go a little faster. Let's go a little faster. It's taking way too long. This is taking way... Oh, wait, we're done. Out, out. Stop, 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 stop. We're done. Reverse. Now we can leave. Now, optionally, we can go into yard number 1 if we really want to, but do we really want to? So there's our building again. We're going to go ahead and get out of here on the actual east lead exit at this point. I guess it's backbone, not lead. Tail. That's the word. Tail. Under the bridge. What is this bridge, by the way? It is a road. What is on this road? Nothing. Nothing is on this road, ladies and gentlemen. Traffic is supposed to be on this road. I almost got decapitated by a pole. So there is the lead. Are there any more trains going by the way? No, there's no more trains. Wow, that was fun. We had the one train that was here. You would have thought one more would come in the meantime, but I guess not. But again, might have been a performance issue. Might have slowed the scenario down. I have had 20 trains in this route, all over the route, and I tell you, it ran like garbage. It ran like garbage. Like I said, I will one day show you a difference in this route from now to the what is currently being done on the back end. They are making core updates. I do want to show you the route with core updates as well. Obviously, I've not seen it yet. I'm curious what will be improved. I'm sure it's not done yet either. Obviously, I couldn't see it yet because it's not done yet. So when it is done, I will definitely be showing it off. We are in the yard lead east at this point. We could have actually changed to the other cab. I'm surprised they didn't tell us to change to the other cab. That would have been smart to do. But we're going to stop at the red signal back here because we're not going any further than this. We're not going to be allowed to pass this signal. So that red signal is indeed a stop signal for us. We're going to treat it as such. So let's maintain 2 until we come up close to the signal. Once we're close to the signal, we're done. Actually, I'm just going to look at it from the cab because we're going to come back and look at the train again anyway. So, oh, a little further. Thank you. Once I get to 0.00, I'm stopping. There it is. We're done. Scenario over. Let's look at the train. My time was 82 minutes. 82 minutes. That's acceptable. There was no time limit. If there was, we would have had checkpoints along the way. We would have gotten points that way. But my time of 82 minutes is very acceptable for this scenario, and I'm very, very happy with that. Great work, engineer. Due to the single track running between Brook 2 and East New York, we will be waiting here a short while for our road. I guess there's a train coming because there's no one here, so it has to be a train coming in. No other way to look at it. So we're going to be here for a little bit. In other words, our scenario is over. We're done with this. We're going to go to the scoring screen. And that's what you want to see on a scoring screen where you start with 1,000 points, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing. So nothing to really discuss here. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you watch part 1 if you haven't already. But obviously, you've now seen the ending. But at least that's the drive portion of the scenario. So I split it up into drive and shunting. So you can pick whichever side you like. You probably saw one or both. But in any case, have a wonderful day, evening, or night, whatever it is for your part of the world. What I'm going to do next time, if it is Train Sim Classic, I'm going to leave a little bit of surprise. I know what I want to do. I'm going to see if I can do it. But other than that, if I can get Edinburgh to Glasgow and have it ready to go in time for me to get videos up, then I will see if I can make that the first route I actually visit and do a proper introduction of in Train Sim World. I know we were there for Huddersfield Line. I know we were there for Long Island Railroad. This will be the first proper Train Sim World 3 route if I have everything ready to go. If I don't have it ready to go, I will try and get it for you as soon as I possibly can. Other than that, I hope you have a wonderful day, evening, or night, whatever it is for your part of the world. I will see you next time for more Let's Play Train Simulator Classic, or Train Sim World, or Sim Rail. It's all one thing at this point. I'll see you for next time for more of that. And I'm Cyclone. Bye-bye.